I wanted to do a whole new video. I run into this problem where I feel like what I'm doing is just not good enough. It happens to me from time to time. Sometimes it's made worse by situations I encounter with people. Like I've spent a lot of time in this life growing up feeling like I'm always like wrong and not allowed to have space. So I'm like, okay, so what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk a little bit about my music composition journey and to kind of just look at how I think about things. But I started feeling like I'm still missing the mark, and I think part of it is because I do want to be better at piano than I actually am. And I'm just gonna move this thing. Oh, it's kind of tracking me. Is it? Is it tracking me? No, it's not tracking me. Because, like, okay, I got this app that's on, and for whatever reason, it's not. It's kind of having issues right now. But basically, what I wanted to do was I wanted to have music written, but because I'm still fiddly at the piano, I can't figure out how to just play something and trust what I'm hearing. So it's like the first part of the A scale right there. It's the A major. So I'm trying to write a piece that is in the key of A major. So what I did was I thought about what I wanted to do as a structure, but I think overall I get to start doubting myself when I start trying to refine what I've done. And I'll show you what I mean. Because I'm not good at the piano. Okay, so here's what I have. This is just the outline, thinking about the ideas of what I was trying to do. And so I wanted to like work on it further, and this is kind of where I ended up. But because I'm not great at piano, I can't get a real time like first time reaction as to what it sounds like because I'm too busily like fuddling around and bumbling, and it gets frustrating because there was a time where I was good at piano, but that was in a whole different lifetime. So like I'm just relearning the instrument all over again. And sometimes it's just frustrating. So I'm like looking at what I have written, and I'm trying to just wow. That's the wrong one all entirely. Yeah, no, that's not where yeah, that's where I wanted to go. But see, you see the problem I run into? The problem I run into is like, I'm trying to like play what I wrote, and I'm just not good at playing what I wrote, so I can't tell. So that's just the first line of like a measure and a half. And I'm just too busy flubbing. And then I'm like searching for the notes. So and I'm trying to just be getting to it. So but the first one. Problem is I probably play it with the wrong fingerings. And then I'm going down here. And then I'm going down here. So like it sounds alright. But the problem is I'm just not good at playing it, so alright. That's what it is. I'm so sad at playing. And then another thing is just like I don't have the money for piano instruction, so I can't afford it. And I applied to a job. I haven't heard back yet. And a friend of mine gave me some miniatures to paint, and one of them he said would easily fetch $100. So it's like, all right, paint some minis, then I can spend more time learning how to write music. Because if I take a trucking job, that all my time is going to go into trucking. There's not going to be very much time spent working on music, and that's the conundrum here. Is like, if I work on music, I'm committing myself to living in poverty and then having somebody mad at me that I can't afford to pay my end of the bills or like pay for my own stuff. So it's like, that's the issue here. Come on. What am I doing? But it's making me think, well, maybe I should write it differently. Yeah. But it does make me think. It's like if I'm failing at it, is it because I wrote it poorly? Or if I'm just... And then it's a nice rub there. And do I want this to be... Do I want more rub? Rub-a-dub-dub in the tub. Because I think harmonically, just because the G sharp is already so like... that maybe we could have that rub factor there. We could. Because, like, okay, so if you look at it that way, maybe. And this is the struggle. This is the struggle because you're having to figure out, make decisions. But realistically speaking, it took me 30 minutes to get to this point. So it's not too bad. It just sounds rough and unresolved. But then it resolves. Because listen, if I could play it as I struggle, and then here's the rub, and then I go, but then I and then what am I doing there? I almost wonder if I should continue the rub a little bit longer, because it feels like maybe I should just have that be the full measure, and then I could just resolve to the next chord in a more satisfying way, because it's already like abrasive. And this is the kind of thing you're having to think about when you write music. It's like, do I like it? And then you just make up your mind. It's like, yes, I do like it. So hold on. Yes. So what I'm doing is I have, where is it? Okay, in that measure right here, I changed that. I omitted the A down here because I didn't want it to feel too cluttered. But it eventually, the A pops back in right here. Now I just want to figure out if that's gonna make sense harmonically. Maybe it's just easier to play just the left hand. Because that is pretty. And then you'll play that, and then you resolve. Whoops. But perhaps if I have this, kind of feels too soon, if you get what I mean. Because like when you're writing music, you're also thinking about the phrasing, and that's part of the struggle that I'm having at this moment is what phrasing am I using? Because if I went and do that, it sounds too conclusive because that's only the third measure. The struggle is real, but I do like the rub-a-dub-dub in the tub. So maybe if we continue the rub-dub in the tub, then perhaps C, E, G. And then that'll push me towards that F. Okay, let me show you what I mean. So, alright, so if I want more of the rub, so this is where you start thinking like a composer. So see, here's a nice rub, but, yeah, right there. There's the rub. But this, if I conclude there, then it feels like I'm ending it too early. But if I keep it rubbing, it's gonna, what if I use like a C chord, a C sharp chord actually, and then go into the F? And then this is the conundrum I'm running into is that's the fourth measure. Do I want my fourth measure to be like that? Because E is, the resolution of E is beginning on the fifth measure. And you see what I mean when it comes to composition? All the decisions you're having to make. But I do like the rubbing factor. And technically, you could use the fourth measure as like a transitionary thing, kind of like crossfading between the first part of one phrase into the second part of the phrase. You kind of just, you can do that. And it just depends on how you're writing it. But I think it's okay. I think I'm overthinking it. And I think that might be my problem, is I'm overthinking it. So I kind of want to see if I can put another 7 chord in there and then go to the F sharp, which is the 6th chord in the scale of A, but I'm going to make that a 5 of the 2 chord. So a dominant of the 2 chord in the scale of A. And that might work when it comes to pushing it towards that E chord, the dominant of A. I'll be back. For whatever reason, my camera battery's draining really fast. Alright, so I came back. I started working on this further. You can see that I changed it. And I think I like it better. Let's just do the left hand. So we got... Oh, yeah, if I did it that way, that would push me back to E major. Yeah, cool beans. I wish I was better at piano, then I could just play it better. But okay, so here's what I got. And I added added a D sharp there just because I wanted to go back to E before I go back to the A. And let's see. That's about an hour of just sitting there and overthinking things. But I like it. Let's see. Because, like, I have something that I started, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm happy about it. I tried to write something in A major, but in the meter of 2/4. And if somebody could play piano better than I can, that would be amazing. But I also rewrote stuff. No, I also just made new things, and I put it here. This is a nicer book that I have, so it's not all ratty and falling apart like the other one is. And I'm trying to wrap my head around things as to what I want to do for music composition, because I'm just not good at piano. And I think that's what's holding me back, is I'm just not good at piano yet. It would be nice to have some lessons, but I just don't have the money for it. But anyway, I think that would be the opening of a piece of music. Like, I keep trying. Like, there's this idea. I might go back to it later. I think I like this idea that I have here on this paper. So, being that I worked it out on the scrap paper already, I kind of want to just transfer it over to here. The melody of that line. So that's what I got for the melody. There was a moment where I kind of goofed it up, but yeah, hopefully you got the idea. But basically that sounds nice, and with the juicy seventh chords, I think would be great. I would like to get better at incorporating suspension, so maybe I'm gonna rethink what I have written there before I transfer over to a nicer book. I think I'm just going to use these books to hold ideas, because it's going to be good practice for me to just, put my ideas in here, find what's good, find what needs work, and to keep developing that. And this book, this green book that's falling apart, I'll just tear it up and throw it out, because it's like there's not a whole lot I'm gonna do with it. It's not like I'm gonna look at it, but with the red books, I want to be able to keep as a record. So I'm thinking maybe just and then I might want to build a chord right here. So I gotta think of what kind of chord. Yeah, I might want to do that. So basically, alright, so I got E in the bottom voicing there. I'm gonna add the A back, because I do want a bit more of an indication that the chord I'm going to is gonna be more lush. I don't want it to be sparse, then suddenly like chord. It's like I want the story to kind of have a continuation there. So I'm doing a movement between A. So one of the voices doing that. So I got. And already it sounds nicer. Already you're getting the sense that it's building up. So that is the good news. The other news is it gonna keep sounding? even as I flub it up. I don't know, we'll see. And oh yeah, I'm going to that E chord there. Those are just sixes. Parallel sixes are fine because you could use parallel thirds and sixes quite a bit in music. It still creates movement. Still sounds pretty. And that just makes it sounds conclusive. But if you do add, it's not overly conclusive. Like if you just have the singular note like that, it makes it sound too finished. But if you include this third in there, there's still more to be said because of that third scale degree. If you want something to feel like home is here, and you could totally add, different notes to that. But if you add a third back in there, so you add that third scale degree, it makes you want to move. So that's how you keep things from sounding too finished, too early, is you start using notes that are less stable than your fifths or even fourths. Like if you that G sharp, it wants to move, and that's also a good way to keep things from feeling stable. If you want something to keep going, don't conclude it too early. Make it sound less stable. There you go. I'm gonna keep working on this. Yeah, it's inevitable. It's always a work in progress. You can always get better at something if you take the time to learn about it, to like look at it, and to not criticize yourself. It just kind of make observations as to what you like and what you don't like. Identify what you don't like and why you don't like it, and then think about what you can do more of what you like. And it's always nice to listen to other music and to kind of analyze that, but like don't get caught up in that. Because I get caught up in all sorts of stuff. Like I have to keep myself from getting stuck or fixated on something. And I just have to keep going. That's why I do my best when there's no external influence. Like this camera right here is an external influence. It influences what I'm doing. The work that I've done was when the camera was off. And I can tell you from real experience, when I started remembering my past life, I almost wanted to be deaf again because it kept me from being fixated on what was going on around me and allowed me to just tap into what was in my heart and to let that be, what comes forward. Because you can definitely hear it in the music that I wrote back then. There's 3 periods: early, middle, late. You can definitely hear how hearing has had an impact on what I'm doing. And what is it? Haydn's music is beautiful, but like that's his thing. Mozart's music is beautiful. That's his thing. I'm not who I used to be. Now I have to reinvent myself all over again. And figuring out what I like, figuring out what I don't like. And I don't want to just do things just because I was influenced to do it, because I played bassoon in wind ensemble. I played bassoon in concert band. And those that kind of music was influential on me, but it's not who I am because it's not coming from in here. It was something from out there. That was the great thing about being deaf was it forced me to be from in here. As maddening as it was, as much as I hated it, as much as I loathed being stuck with myself, to myself, I had to somehow just cope with me being a friend to me. And most of the times I was like a frenemy. I was a friend and an enemy all at the same time, going back and forth about everything. And now that I don't have the same kind of dynamic that I did back then, I'm having to figure out what my voice is right now. Because I'm female. And being a woman changes how you think. Those hormones really do change how you process information. It is intriguing. Because I had intuition back then, but I was definitely more dense in some way because men are taught that logic is the way to do things and not get so much into emotional intelligence. It's like, no, you need emotional intelligence to be able to write emotionally deep and visceral music. It's like you need to have that because the body isn't just a brain. It's also got emotions tied to that. And you can't just pretend emotions don't exist. We're human beings. Emotions are part of our reality. And I kind of like where this is going. I want to take it into a good direction. And maybe that'll be the first piece I record. That'll be cool. We'll see you later. Let's go get